Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar. And here's a brand new Halacha for you. It's for Sunday, the 29th day of March. Here we go. You know that as one of the parts, many customs at the Seder, what we do is we dip the maror, the bitter herbs, into charoset. And charoset is that stuff that's made up of wine and apples and things like that. It represents, of course, the mortar that was used in the bricks that the Jews were putting together for all the stuff that the Egyptians were making them build. The mar, the bitter herb, of course, represents all of the hard bitterness that the Jews suffered in Egypt. Now, what I'm going to tell you next is a little bit Kabbalistic, and it's going to sound unusual to you, but the Talmud says that the bitter herbs are dipped in charoset because there is a poison inside of the bitter herbs called kappa. We don't know exactly what that means, and it is offset, or like stopped, when it's dipped into the charoset. It's very hard for us to understand what that means because, after all, there are different types of things that could be used for bitter herbs, and people actually use different ingredients in their charoset. So it must be a mystical, Kabbalistic thing that makes this happen. Nevertheless, that is one of the reasons that we dip the bitter herb into the charoset. However, I got to tell you also that when you eat the bitter herb, you're supposed to just be tasting the bitter herb and nothing else. Therefore, it's very important that you shake off whatever remainder of the charoset is on the bitter herb, and make sure that it's not there when you eat the bitter herbs. You don't have to have all of the bitter herb touch all of the charoset in order to kill this kappa. Again, we don't understand how it works, but dipping it in once is enough to mystically combat the power of whatever this poison is. So you dip your bitter herb just once, one part of it, into the charoset. Make sure to shake off the charoset and then eat the bitter herb. And you don't lean to the left when you eat the bitter herb, of course, because that's a sign of freedom, and we're not showing that sign when we eat the bitter herb. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.